WCBI News at 10 starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Columbus. 2 shootings happened in less than an hour, and now police are trying to see if they're related. It was just after 6:30 when police were called out to the 400 block of Forest Boulevard after shots were fired into an apartment. No one was injured in that shooting, but then less than an hour later, police say a person was shot outside a home in the 800 block of Waterworks Road. On your screen is video from that scene. Police Chief Fred Shelton says it appears the victim has non-life-threatening injuries. Shelton also says he does not believe the shootings are random. If anyone has any information on the 2 shootings, you're asked to contact Crime Stoppers. And remember, you can report anonymously. In Louisville, police are questioning multiple persons of interest after shots were fired inside a home tonight. On your screen are photos from the scene taken by Police Chief Sean Holderness. The chief says someone fired multiple shots inside a home on North Street. No injuries were reported. This shooting is still under investigation. Investigators discovered a body in Montgomery County today, and it's now being sent to Pearl for an autopsy. Coroner Alan Pratt says the body was found in the Big Black River. Montgomery County deputies were called out to the area just after 1:30 today. The victim is a male. However, his name is not being released at this time. Pratt says the body is being sent to the state crime lab for identification and to determine the cause of death. Multiple agencies were on scene to help pull the body from the water. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation and the Monroe County Sheriff's Department are investigating this case. Well, Tupelo police make an arrest in a shooting that left a teenager dead and another injured. 19-year-old Jacoby O'Neill of Belden, who you see right here, is charged with second-degree murder. Officers were called to the 3000 block of Meadow Drive about a shooting. 17-year-old Tierra Dancer was found dead of a gunshot wound. An unidentified 18-year-old man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He's since been released from the hospital. O'Neill remains in the Lee County Jail tonight. This investigation is continuing. Dancer's body has been sent to Pearl for an autopsy. And as I just mentioned, Tupelo police are continuing to investigate what led up to that fatal shooting that killed Tierra Dancer. As our Allie Martin reports, the deadly shooting started with a Facebook post that led to a fight, followed by the gunshots.
Gerald Tops admits he was involved in a brief fight Tuesday evening on Meadow Drive in the Haven Acres neighborhood. He says it all started with a Facebook post.
It was a whole bunch of BS on Facebook, people arguing back and forth. He came out here to fight me. We got to fight. It was about 20 seconds, a quick little fight, you know. That's all it was. And after the fight, then when the gunshots went off.
Tops, who is also known as Gigi, said he had already gone back inside his grandmother's house after the scuffle and did not see the shooting. Social media posts taken at the time of the shooting show a large crowd on Meadow Drive as the shooting starts. When it was over, 17-year-old Tia Dancer lay in the street fatally wounded. Another man was shot but is expected to recover.
I just hate it happen, man. Tupelo, they put down the gun, man. All this violence, man.
Bryce Ford says Tia Dancer was his cousin who never thought a street fight would end with gunfire.
To me, you ain't got to prove no point. If you got something going on, try to talk it out first. Don't try to just fight, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to avoid the situation, because the situation can always get out of hand, get out of control. You can't control everything.
As part of their investigation, police reviewed social media posts, including Facebook Live videos taken before and during the shooting. It's estimated as many as 40 to 50 people were in the street at the time the violence unfolded. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
If anyone has any information on that deadly shooting, you're asked to contact Tupelo Police.
As we look ahead, things reasonably quiet, I think, through the weekend. The weekend actually is looking pretty good, especially Sunday. We may see a few showers around here Friday and Friday night, but really moisture limited. That's our time lapse from Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon. Today we had some clouds and showers around this morning. Now we are looking at mainly clear conditions. The areas of gray, those are low clouds. Those will tend to fill back in later tonight in addition to areas of fog. So we're going to keep that in the forecast for the morning commute. Just be aware of that. Temperatures will cool down into the upper 30s, it looks like. Tomorrow during the course of the day, somewhere in the mid to upper 50s, variably cloudy. I'm back with your full first alert forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
Crime fighters are recognized during an award ceremony in Tupelo. The annual Crime Stoppers of Northeast Mississippi held its annual awards luncheon today. Awards were given to individuals and organizations that have helped Crime Stoppers in its mission during the past year. The program allows the public to send anonymous tips for various crimes that are then passed on to the police.
Our slogan that we're using now is if you see it, say it. You know, if you don't know and you don't tell somebody, then it's not going to do any good to help resolve the situation.
Crime Stoppers recognizes officers who've made the ultimate sacrifice. Last year, Chickasaw County Sheriff's Deputy Jeremy Voyles was killed in an on-duty wreck. Today, his family received a plaque in his honor. In the days after basketball legend Kobe Bryant's death, along with his 13-year-old daughter, social media is finding a way to remember the father and the daughter. You may have seen the hashtag #GirlDad. It's a way for others on social media to share their relationship about their father or daughter, just like the Bryants. Our Bobby Martinez talks to one of the most famous father and daughter duos right here in the Golden Triangle. He has their story.
What a blessing that my dad is that good.
It's a really unique thing. It's something I would never trade for anything.
Reflection. The hashtag #GirlDad is trending right now, but the love from the tributes and pictures started years ago for most fathers and daughters. Mississippi State basketball coach Vic Schaefer knows that feeling all so well. He's coached his daughter Blair all her life. Basketball for the Schaefers is life. It is where they spend most of their time together and where special memories have been made.
You spend that father-daughter time is really unique and really special in a parent's life.
Of the many moments the two share, Vic says Blair coming through in the clutch is some of his favorite moments.
I've got a lot of memories of her in that left corner making some big shots, winning an SEC championship here at home against Texas A&M, defeating South Carolina.
Blair, who played 4 seasons under her dad, says there's one particular moment she would cherish for the rest of her life.
The most special moment to me with my dad was the Final Four. We were so close-knit, like always. I mean, we still are close-knit, but in every arena that we walked in, it was me and him by each other. And so the media would pick up on that and be like, oh, are y'all just like this right now for all the cameras? And that's us. Like anywhere. Again, why I'm working for him now, because that's just our relationship.
Of the many things Blair has learned in her life from her father, she says respect towards others is something he instilled in her.
Value of being on time, being respectful to any and everyone that you encounter, because you just never know down the line how that person could help you get a job, could be affected by you. Just probably the respect value that we always need to give everyone that we meet, no matter if we know them or not.
That was our Bobby Martinez reporting there. Coach Schaefer says he loves being a father to Blair and every player that he's coached. And shifting our attention over to weather, Keith, Wet Lucky Animal was nominated for tonight's first.
Hey, yes, we've got Babu tonight. Want to see Babu?
Let's see Babu.
All right, let's check it out. There's Babu, really getting ready for a decent Sunday. We're going to call it sunny and 66. Now, over the next couple of days, some clouds, and we may see a few showers here for Friday. So we'll talk about all this, have that full 7-day forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Let's talk about our winter temperatures so far, December, January through today. Departure from average, above average in December. And so far for this month, what is in store for February? Well, at this point, we know the first couple of days of February will be quite warm, especially as we get into early next week. So here's the start to February: Saturday, Sunday, 50s and then 60s Sunday, and a shot at 70 on Tuesday. The trade-off, better chances for some showers and storms as we get into next week. Now, tonight and tomorrow morning, we may see some areas of low cloudiness, some fog. So if you're traveling around, just be aware of that. That is possible. Temperatures in the low 40s now, and eventually mid to upper 30s later tonight, back into the upper 50s to around 60 in many spots tomorrow. So at this point, we're going to go with about 58 in Tupelo and Columbus, some lower 60s off to the southeast. The showers that we had earlier this morning well off towards southeast. We're watching an area of low pressure in New Mexico and West Texas. That will swirl through the region on Friday. We may see a little bit of rain with it, but not really a major player for us. The bigger system for early next week is waiting in the wings way out there in the Pacific, and we'll keep watching it. Now, early next week, Monday, Tuesday night, Wednesday, that system will come our way. Some heavier rain and maybe even some strong storms are in the forecast, something we will continue to monitor. Right now, we are monitoring these falling temperatures, upper 30s to low 40s out there. The wind reasonably light. Humidity is getting higher and higher, and that will often give us some low clouds and some fog. So that's why we have that in the forecast for tomorrow morning. 58 degrees, our forecast high here on our Thursday. We are inching closer to the weekend, but still a day away. We still have to get through Friday. But our Thursday overall pretty quiet here. Assuming we do see some low clouds and some fog, we will tend to lose a lot of that, or at least some of it, and get into a variably cloudy afternoon with temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60. So overall pretty quiet here in the region for our Thursday. We mentioned that next system for Friday. Most of the moisture will be down to our south here, southern Mississippi and Alabama, but we may see a few showers here, and some of that could linger into early Saturday. Clouds will gradually clear from west to east during the day Saturday, and look at this. Oh, look at that. Your Sunday is looking fantastic. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. So as we mentioned, we've got some 50s for the next couple of days, still a little bit above the average. A chance for a few showers here as we get into your Friday and Friday night, maybe early Saturday, but at this point, that will just be a nuisance event for us. Sunday looks great. Monday, Tuesday, maybe Tuesday night, Quentin, we will be watching out for some heavier rain and maybe some storms.
So we're ending the month with nice weather and starting the new month with rain.
Well, hey, you know, rain has been the theme of this year so far, so why not have some more rain and storms?
It's only right, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thank you so much, Keith. A recent bridge collapse and a possible bridge closing is making it tough to get around one North Mississippi county. We'll explain after the break.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Quentin Smith.
Welcome back. In an emergency, you would hope that the nearest ambulance wouldn't be an hour away. When driving your kids to school, a 4-hour round trip is more than an inconvenience. Well, for some people in Grenada, Calhoun, and Yalobusha counties, this is their new normal. Roughly 800 vehicles drive over the Gums Crossing Bridge a day. Well, at least until it closed a year ago. Now, that bridge has collapsed. Its sister bridge, Grays Port, will soon be closed for reconstruction, affecting more than 1,000 residents.
It's going to be probably a 2-year project. So see, you're looking at 3 or 4 years down the road, because a bridge of this magnitude and this size is a big undertaking. We're playing catch up in the whole state of Mississippi. There's close to 500 bridges closed in the state of Mississippi, and it's harder to play catch up than it is to keep up.
Last year, Yalobusha County was declared a federal disaster area after the flood. About 80% of the funding for a new bridge will come from that claim. Well, every 3 seconds somewhere, someone is in need of blood. And this time of year, those emergency supplies, well, they can be running low. We learn more in our Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Sandy Kilburn, a medical technologist and blood bank supervisor at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Here are some facts about blood donation. Here at Baptist Golden Triangle, we transfuse an average of 250 units of red cells every month to an average of 110 patients. Recipients include cancer patients, sickle cell anemia patients, patients with other types of anemia, surgery and trauma patients, and premature or sick newborns. As you can see, the need is great, and a reduction in donor turnout can put the blood supply of our nation, our state, and our hospital at a critically low level. Donating blood is a safe process. A sterile needle is used only once and then discarded. Blood donation is a simple 4-step process: registration, medical history, and mini physical, donation, and refreshments. Every donor is given a mini physical, checking the donor's temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and hemoglobin to ensure it is safe for the donor to give blood. The actual blood donation typically takes less than 10 to 12 minutes. The average adult has about 10 pints of blood in his or her body. Roughly 1 pint is given during a donation. A healthy donor may donate red cells every 56 days or double red cells every 112 days. All donated blood is tested for HIV, hepatitis B and C, syphilis, and other infectious diseases before it can be released to hospitals. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist when we will talk more about donating blood.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Mississippi State picks up a major resume booster in its comeback win against Florida last night. We go inside the Bulldogs' bounce back next in sports.
Here's sports with Tom Ebel.
Mississippi State erased its third halftime deficit of the season and its first win in Gainesville since 2008. The Bulldogs securing its second Quadrant 1 win to boost its NCAA tournament resume. Mississippi State found itself in a 16-point hole in the first half, trailing 36-20 with 6 minutes left. But in the second half, the Bulldogs were a blistering 14 of 23 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, and 12 of 14 from the free throw stripe. The win gives Mississippi State its 4th straight SEC win. Inside the run after the Bulldogs trailed 36-20, Mississippi State outscoring Florida 58-35 while out-rebounding the Gators with a +8 margin. Florida actually winning the turnover margin, +2, but when you're Mississippi State and you shot 60% from the field, you can give up the rock a couple times. Mississippi State leaning heavily on its stars in the second half. Reggie Perry and Robert Woodard combining for 29 of the Bulldogs' 43 second half points. The complete 180 from what happened to Mississippi State happened to Ole Miss. The Rebels jumping out to a 19-point lead over 17th ranked Auburn with 19 minutes left in the second half. The Tigers able to take advantage when Breein Tyree fouled out with 5:35 remaining, going on a 10-1 run to send the game into overtime and then winning in double overtime. The Rebels falling to 1-6 in SEC play, something Kermit Davis says doesn't make sense with how his team is playing.
We don't feel like a 1-6 team. We don't look like one, but we are one. And so we've got to do the things at the end of games to win. And yeah, we could easily be right here in the middle of stuff. Be 4-2, and people think you're in a tournament and RPI and net being about 35 or 40, and it's just college basketball. You just got to keep fighting it. Got another opportunity on Saturday. That's all you can do.
Taking a look at the SEC amongst the most updated net rankings, the top 40 is where you want to be on Selection Sunday. It shows how big an opportunity lost by Ole Miss. But the Rebels have a chance to get another big win Saturday at LSU to get a major boost with 11 games remaining. Mississippi State sitting at number 41. That resume is building. Arkansas officially a Quadrant 1 win now, sitting at 28. You have to be top 30 to be a Quadrant 1 win unless it's a top 40 on the road, without going into way too much details. But Mississippi State, they'll welcome Tennessee to town on Saturday, and the Rebels, you see there, they got a lot of work to do, but going on a run over the final 11 games could change the fortunes for the Rebels over the next month or so. West Point native and EMCC Lady Lion Jemiah Hollings named MACJC Women's Basketball Player of the Week for the second time in 3 weeks. Hollings was a stat book stuffer in the win against ICC, 16 points, a season-high 15 rebounds, along with 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. Hollings and EMCC currently ride a 10-game win streak and a perfect 6-0 record in division play. With the regular season coming to a close, there's no surprise the head coach Greg Carter has Starkville ready for a 6A state title defense. The 19-2 Yellow Jackets have been getting busy on the court. Winners of 11 straight games, led by our athlete of the week, Colty Young. The junior marksman has been a problem for defenses all season long, from beyond the arc as well as off the dribble. Last week, Young had 20 points in Starkville's 37-point beatdown versus Greenville. He says he's been putting in the work at practice so he can take advantage of what opponents are giving him.
Knockdown shots, practicing what I do in the game, I've been doing a lot of stuff, trying to work hard defensively, trying to change up my game. It's just different things I'm trying to work on just to make myself better. Not knowing that I'm a shooter, they not knowing that I'm a shooter. They leave me open, give me open shots, and I just been get ready down and to shoot the ball.
You don't need too much space. Just
too much space. I'm gonna just shoot it.
That's the type of shooter's confidence we all love. Starkville will host its last home game of the regular season Saturday against Houston. If you'd like to nominate an athlete of the week, email us at sports@wcbi.com or find us on Twitter @WCBI Sports. That's it for sports. We'll have Alaska forecast coming up next.
WCBI Sports Player of the Week is brought to you by C Spire and Canon. Nobody had a better game than this Player of the Week, and nobody beats a Canon deal. Nobody.
All right, here's that 7-day forecast in case you missed it. A mix of clouds and sun tomorrow, 58 degrees. There could be some fog in the morning, so don't be surprised if you see it. A chance for a few showers Friday, and those clouds thin out Saturday. Sunday's looking great. More rain possible next week.
I'm looking forward to that weekend, Keith. Some beautiful, beautiful weather. Got to get outdoors and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and I got some chores to do.
There you go. All right, thank you, Keith. Have a good night, everyone.